Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. You know how this works. We take some recent event that's grabbed all the headlines, and we try to figure out what's really going on.
Exactly. Cut through all the noise and get to the substance of it all. And the substance we're dealing with today, well, you've probably seen it making the rounds. It's that confrontation between Marjorie Taylor Greene, the representative, and Melanie Zanona, a reporter with Punchbowl News right there in the halls of Congress.
That one got a lot of attention.
For sure.
And it all starts with, what seems like a pretty straightforward question. Zanona asks Greene about the possibility, just the possibility, of these pardoned January 6th rioters, the folks who stormed the Capitol, addressing Congress.
Yeah, like if they got pardoned, could they then go on to give speeches in Congress? Definitely a controversial idea.
For sure. And that's something the video we've been looking at from the Ring of Fire, they definitely highlight just how much disagreement there is about that.
Right from the get-go. And the interesting thing is, watch Greene's reaction. She doesn't answer the question directly.
No, she doesn't.
Instead, she throws out a bunch of her own questions. She brings up, the J6ers, that's what she calls them, by the way.
The January 6th rioters.
Yeah, exactly. And then she immediately jumps to, what about pardons for the Biden family? And then it gets even wider. She starts talking about rapers and murderers and killers, saying Biden pardoned them.
Okay, so that's a pretty big shift. But the video source, the Ring of Fire, they make the point that the media did cover those other pardons. The Biden family, other folks. It wasn't ignored.
Right. And the way they see it, the reason everyone's focused on the January 6th pardons now, it's not because the others didn't matter. It's just that January 6th is the most recent one.
Right.
And it's probably, the most politically charged, too. That's just how the news works, right?
Totally. And when Zanona tries to bring it back, to refocus on that original question about January 6th, Greene just shuts it down. She really digs in.
It's more than just dodging the question. It's like she just refuses to even talk about it.
And she's pretty clear about how she feels. She says, and I quote, "I'm not doing this. This insane place up here and all of y'all's obsession with January 6th is absurd.
Oh, wow.
Everybody outside here is sick and fucking tired of it.
Yeah.
I'm serious. It is nauseating. I've seen all the Democrat-run networks ad nauseum about January 6th, and they just can't get over themselves, but they don't give a shit about real Americans."
Wow. Strong words.
For sure. So she's saying the focus on January 6th, it's all the media and the Democrats.
Right. But then Zanona, she makes this really sharp point. She says, and this is a direct quote, "Your party has actually created a little special committee to investigate the January 6th committee, so it kind of seems like you guys are the ones obsessed with it."
Oh, good point.
Right. Like Greene's own party is looking into the January 6th committee. So how obsessed can the Democrats really be?
Yeah. And that's where it gets interesting. Because how does Greene respond?
Well, let's just say not well. She pretty much ends the conversation right there.
She does, yeah.
Says, "I'm so sick of you people and all this crap, I really am." And then the video shows her just walking away.
Not exactly graceful, huh?
No, not really. And the video doesn't let her off the hook either.
Oh, no. They definitely have an opinion on this.
The narrator, they're pretty sarcastic about it. They're like, "Oh, yeah, a perfectly rational, normal response from an elected official," right? And then they compare the whole thing to, a rerun of the Jerry Springer show.
Not exactly a glowing review. So here's a question. If she acts like this, why does she keep getting elected?
Well, the video's got a pretty clear answer. They say it's because she talks like us, and she's just like us, the voters.
You mean like that kind of blunt talk?
Yeah. People see it as authentic, like she's not some polished politician, she's one of them.
I can see that.
But then the video throws out this counterpoint, and this is something you gotta think about. They address her constituents directly, and they ask, can you point to a specific thing that she either proposed or voted for that improved your lives? Right, she's been in office, they estimate 3 terms at this point, and they're saying, show me the results. Show me what she's actually done for you.
So it's not just about talking the talk, it's about walking the walk.
Exactly. And the video is pretty much saying they don't think there's much walking happening. So there's this gap between, the strong rhetoric and what's actually being accomplished.
It makes you wonder, are people voting for the image or for actual change?
Right. And the video, they take it even further. They talk about how Greene's district has rampant poverty. They call it a medical desert, not enough health care.
Oh, wow.
And the message is, okay, she might be yelling and screaming about the stuff you're angry about, but is she actually doing anything to fix these problems?
So that's the big question they're leaving you with.
Yeah, the video's conclusion is basically this. If all you care about is someone who's going to use cuss words and call out reporters, then sure, Greene's your girl.
Right.
But if you actually want to see things get better, maybe it's time to reconsider who you're voting for.
It's a pretty harsh assessment.
Yeah, no punches pulled there. So let's just sum this up real quick. Representative Greene, she has this heated exchange with a reporter about pardons for the January 6th rioters.
Yeah.
She avoids the question, brings up other pardons, says the media's obsessed, and finally just walks away.
Yeah. And the Ring of Fire video, they argue that she gets away with this because she's tapping into a sense of shared identity with her voters, like she's one of them.
Right. But they also really question whether she's actually delivering for those voters, in terms of real change.
So that's the gist of it. We're not here to tell you what to think, just laying out the facts, or at least the facts as presented in this video.
Exactly. It's a glimpse into this very specific moment in American politics, how politicians act, how the media reacts, and what it all means for the voters.
So after hearing all this, what are your thoughts? What does this tell you about the people Greene represents and their priorities and frustrations?
And what about the media's role in all of this? How should they be covering these kinds of interactions?
Lots to think about.
Definitely. Keep looking for different perspectives, dig deeper into these issues, and form your own opinions. That's what it's all about. Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.